TMNT time! Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the Neca Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Turtles in Time Foot Soldier figure. And I already reviewed this figure a long time ago. This was an SDCC exclusive for the longest time, but it gets a re-release in the new Turtles in Time line. And more than a re-release, they did some small changes, but don't take my word, let's have a look. I already have Sewer Serpent playing in my head, which will be playing in the background of this video for sure. 16.5 centimeters to the top of his hat. Also, there is a reason why I have Sewer Serpent in my hat. 6.5 inches tall. Once we get to the accessories, you'll know more. But for now, I want to have a comparison with the SDCC exclusive Arcade Foot Soldier. Now, overall, the first thing that really pops out is the head sculpt. Face sculpts, same thing, same head, but now with darker purple in general on the new sculpt, and he has lost the yellow blocks in his black eyes and the weird touch on his nose. So in that regard, I like the new one a lot better because I didn't like the black eyes. I didn't like the little meow, the cat nose on there, and I don't know, the one in the ears. It's okay, I guess, but yeah, this one's more detailed, but I wasn't the biggest fan of the look. Now for the rest of the figure, as I'm saying, it's a lot darker in general, but not only the dark purple, but there's way bigger spots of like pixelation. And I in general think it looks a bit better. Now the only problem I have with the head sculpt over here, that really, it goes from the brighter purple to just like the darker over there. Could have been a little bit to ease you into the neck joint, but they didn't do that, so whatever, moving on. He also, well, that's the only big difference in the sculpt is the hands, that he lost the plate on it. And what actually I feel I kind of screwed up, they didn't change the belt. You have the big belt over here, but here you have the small belt. So what are you gonna do? Different chest piece, right? No, there's the belt. There's clearly the line that indicates that there was a belt. It is the exact same mold. They just kind of painted over there and we're like, nobody's gonna notice, I guess. Well, I did. Back detail, very different actually. Also has some paint spot over here, which looks very ugly. There's the quality control. But I have another look at the figure in a second. And the only part where I feel like there's more detail in the new figure are the legs. I don't know, it's almost the same, but I feel like there's just a tiny bit more, especially in the back over here. And as we move down to the feet, you have the stripes. They are smaller and shorter on the old one, and bigger and darker on the new one. But overall, I mean, aesthetically, it looks good, it looks nice. But does it look accurate to the video game? The answer to that is, do I want to be snarky asshole or not? I mean, one point is, the head's a bit too small, and I don't feel like they should have taped feet. But then again, it's like a 16-bit model, so who am I to judge? Now, the one kind of problem I have with that, not really problem, is the fact that Neca has been recycling this body mode quite a bit. This is the exact same body mode as obviously they used for this guy, which is okay, but they also used it on the Mirage Shredder, they used it on the Mirage Foot Soldiers, and that's why you have like taped feet and kind of like unnecessary detail for a low-res figure that's based on a 16-bit arcade game. So, it still looks cool in general. Just like, would have been nice to have at least a new torso. Or they could have just attached some new feet. I mean, they're on swivels anyway, so they just put a new one on there. Swivels, which means we're gonna have a look at the articulation. Wow, what a segue. I'm a legit pro. Anyway, the head. Luckily, the joints are not as super stiff as I had with recent Neca figures, so I can actually show you the stuff without having to use muscles or whatever, which I don't have anyway. Now, head rotates, goes side to side, not really, just tilts a little bit. Doesn't really get much, and also doesn't have much back and forth motion, so it's pretty limited. You have a hinge in the neck, and I think it's a hinge. Well, I can see it's a hinge, which it does rotate a little bit in there, but that doesn't really do that much anyway. So we don't have, oh there we go, there's some side-to-side motion if you give it a good push, and the neck articulation really gets the most out of the head. You have a hinge in the shoulder, which also rotates around, but it is kind of stiff. Just use the bicep swivel. That one's actually functional. Double hinged elbows. Nice. And the fist is on a ball, not a ball hinge. I'm so used to having ball hinges. No, it's just a packed in hinge. Also Payne shell over here. We have a big slip on the fist, so I'm not going to use that hand. And this one's also terrible. It's kind of weird because like the pixelation is nice, but yeah, these gray lines are kind of weird. Don't have anything going on in the torso except for a swivel at the hips. Then we got the leg, moves forward, moves to the back, moves out to the side, has some rotation on it. Double hinge knees, same thing as the elbow, and as mentioned, a swivel in the foot, and the foot goes side to side, back and forward, just enough, I'd say, and you finally have a toe hinge to round it off. Accessories, and I'm gonna be completely biased for a second. Holy! Comes with a surfboard. I love it. Sewer surfing, and it looks awesome, except for the foot symbol. It is painted nicely. I don't want to be. There's a little bit of bleeding, but that's, you can barely see that. There's some nice detail painted on it. Well, not painted on it, molded on there. Have a pack for the foot of the foot soldier. There you go. You want to put a foot on the foot. On the pack. Anyway, what the hell am I talking about? I love the surfboard. I love it. So, obviously, how do you display that? You got a little display stand. Just put the ball in there. And I know, like, oh, that's a tight fit. Wow. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by this. I love this. I was giving them slack for recycling body molds, but that might be worth it. That might be worth it, alright? I mean, I've reviewed so many famous schoolgirls, alright? Which I'm always like, oh, well, the accessories are really what make this one different. So, here we go. Boom. This is like, it is the exact same figure though, but other than that, I like it. You have this gun, which is pretty cool. I know I'm kind of toning it down now. I had the surfboard and I was super excited about it, and then it's like, oh, here's a gun. No, actually the gun looks cool. And that's the thing, you have a lot of cool stuff. You have the gun, you have a surfboard, and a sword. Which has, obviously, the pixelated kind of paint job. Well, it's not really pixelated, but it has the darker lines and a huge slip over there. Brass. The paint job. You have some trouble with the paint job and two more hands, which, do they have botched paint on there? Do I get this off? I don't know. No, I can get this off, so I can use this one except for instead of the botched ones, and that's the accessories. But what more do you want? You got a surfboard! Well, I forgot to press play. Final thoughts! Again, I love the surfboard, but I don't really care about the rest. No, but I really, really, really love the surfboard, guys. I want to tell you that again and again and again. I knew it was going to be in the packaging. I knew about surfboard. That was the reason why I bought this figure, and I'm not disappointed. As such, I love the surfboard. But for the rest of the figure, like I'm saying, I was giving him a lot of crap for recycling a mold and doing a different paint job, which is nice for the most part. It has some sips here and there, but I don't have huge issues with the paint in general. And the figure is still very, very solid. So I can forgive that on one hand, you're recycling a body mold for like the third or fourth time, I don't really know. But in compensation for that, you're giving me the surfboard, which is a lot of plastic. You have a nice little base on it to pack it on there, and it's all very nicely. But by the way, they should have released this one in blue, because the blue one had the surfboard. The blue one actually had the sword, the katana, on surfboard. Charles sword for katana. This foot sword is just like, what color do you want? We can make it. Anyway. Recommend it. That's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more free reviews, card game stuff, and whatever the foot soldier wants. More skateboards and like maybe some new parts. But other than that, skateboard's fun. It's actually not a skateboard. It's on the water. It's a surfboard. There you go. End of the video.